It's ancient, it's Fluxo, it's solid. And Fluxo have certainly been solid on Ancient in the last few weeks. They are 6 in a row on this map. Can Solid do anything about that?
It's not going to be an easy task, but if they can kick it off with a strong pistol round, that could be a good indication of what could come. But dual Berettas on a couple players there on the solid side. One of them posted up around the cave. The second one, I believe, pushed deep in A main. Unfortunately, he's not going to get any action right now. They're slowly moving their way back towards B. Even believe some presence on mid? I don't believe so, actually. They are all going to be pushing just straight through on towards the cave with a player up the ramp as well.
Ooh.
Not a great start with LCM gone. GBB at least able to fall back to cover. And, well, with one player being picked off in the meantime, they're not in a terrible position here, but they still have to worry about that lurker in mid.
Yeah, I think CSA is trying to give it a glance. Lucaozy will be spotted and cleared. Nice. That gives them a shot now in this retake. Of course, there's no kit picked up yet, but they have what would need to be a pretty important flash. But VSM taps him down with the P250 before he can swing the angle properly. And there's another. He'll even swing for a third. Oh, that's gorgeous from VSM. The P250 on the pistol works out for a triple.
Yeah, and xurebaa doesn't really have much he can do. He's hoping maybe to steal a kill or two on the exits. Instead gets dinked down to 3 health. And just about makes it away. He should be good here. At the very least carrying armor and... No, never mind, he blew up. I was going to say carrying armor and dual Berettas forward into what might be just a full eco, but we'll see what approach they want to go with, whether they want to force the issue here or not. Ancient's a decent map for force buys. There is a lot of close range positions.
Yeah, especially Jaguar Cave. You can double up there with the 5.7s. It can be so hard to penetrate, but I think knowing that they can full eco and get the M4s in the thirds, that's going to be their choice. And especially in back-to-back BO1s, right? You want guns as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you're not playing the long run. Each map has its own its own importance, even more so than the best of 3, because you can lose the first map in a best of 3, still come back and take the next 2, and the first was inconsequential.
Exactly.
But that's not the case with the 2 separate best of 1s. Yeah, 0 investment, as you said. They've stuck fully to the USPs here. There'll be a chance maybe for PKL to build up some economy. Everyone else has gone pretty safe, though. A couple of AKs, a couple of Galils in play, basics in terms of the utility, and they're just trying to feel it out, wait and see what Solid do.
Those Zeus's, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, not always worth the investment.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few more lately. Of course, we've seen Rops use it in Kato to great effect on a number of occasions on that close hut angle. Knowing, of course, it can be recharged now over that 30-second period, but nothing doing in this round likely for Solid. And yeah, as I said, I mean, the streak that Fluxo are on is very nice. I mean, it dates back to the end of January. They beat Case in the one of the open qualifier matches for the major, 1916. Then they beat Sharks and Solid, both 16-6 in February. And they played one just the other day as well. When I say the other day, I mean yesterday. They beat Case 13-11 in Challenger League. So, yeah, it's one they're very comfortable and happy to go to. And they'll win their anti-eco with 4 players live as well. 3 from Jay and 2 from PKL, or Pickle, as some of my colleagues like to call him as a joke sometimes. But I'll stick with PKL.
It's not actually what it stands for, is it?
I don't think so.
I hope not. I prefer just PKL.
I do too.
As we expected, Rifles coming out in round number 3. Utility could be better. They don't have a kit, I don't believe either, which could be an issue. Fluxo, though, I don't think they're going to be going for any immediate play towards a bomb site. It seems like more of a default. Bit of presence towards mid, some utility thrown out to try and force the CT's hand as well, which they have done so. You can see already a lot of that utility that wasn't really present even in the beginning is already gone. Bit of nade damage connected on the LCM and CSO as well. But yeah, just early pressure. They forced back the players away from mid as well, so they'll be able to take this control, as you can see with Luca creeping his way out. PKL's found his control towards Ali. They can go in towards Cave if they want now, pinch it from mid. They have options open.
They do, indeed. CSO just playing a little gap angle there, I think, so you can see a pixel cross from mid to donut, or maybe to red room, and they'll throw that smoke down immediately. But the utility will go up. Lucaozy will get the opening kill. He can move forward into that red room position again. That's where he was in the pistol, but got removed unceremoniously. But might be some more control possible in a gun round, and LCM will answer back onto VSM. Look how much progress Lucaozy is getting. He's all the way into CT spawn. But of course, the question is, how do they call the bomb back to A? They've got 40 seconds to grab it. It's still in T spawn. That is enough time. But Lucaozy will probably be checking the site, thinking, where on earth is the defense? Donut has to be assumed. But it's got some presence there. But yeah, not going to expect him all the way in Temple. And yes, he hears the footsteps running. That's a very comfortable spray. And now they have a great chance for this. They're waiting for the rotation in two on Zevi. And this is working out really nicely. It's going to be down to xurebaa. He needs to do something with this. But Lucaozy is playing it beautifully. Ooh, if that was a lineup, that would have put the bomb on the floor, I think. And with 7 seconds, that might have been a CT round.
Yeah, the molly made it pretty much impossible, though. I think he was burning either way. It was unfortunate, but he gave it his all there in the last few seconds and nearly gave us a bit of hope. Pistols, Kevlar, a few nades. It looks like that's going to be the limits of the purchase here for Solid, unfortunately. So Fluxo really shouldn't have too much trouble dealing with this, and they're already starting to build up a pretty decent economy as well. So this is becoming an issue right now for Solid. This is what we said couldn't happen. They needed the strong start. They couldn't let Fluxo get rolling in the early rounds.
Yeah.
Good nade on PKL. Might give those pistols a chance to steal away an AK at some point. Perhaps
yeah, even the USP, right? Will be a one-hit headshot now, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah. Push down ramp here, and with PKL damaged, they might have a chance at least a trade. GBB helps them out as well. There we go, pinching in. AK taken. That should force the commitment onto A in the meantime, but that smoke does make it a little bit awkward. CSO up close might have a chance to steal one away. Unfortunately not. I believe they did manage to open that smoke up just a small bit. Shay got himself vision, and well, they've taken the bomb site, and with that the round, I'd imagine. You just want to save that AK. The Kevlar is pretty valuable as well. Maybe LCM tries to hunt the second AK?
It's probably the goal. LCM and xurebaa can absolutely go hunting for something. Well, they've got that $3,000 on LCM. I think that was the plan, obviously, to keep the AWP on as much money as possible so he can purchase it up in this next round. Flash through. Oh, that's a slightly erroneous one. And even though JBB was slightly dabbing, he'll manage to get that quick fire headshot. And I think Fluxo really want to go any further on this one. They've got enough money to probably hunt it, but to at least bolster it even further, 3 players live is what you'd want. So they're not going to throw away another gun. That's 2 AKs though for Team Solid. That's probably the best possible outcome.
Yeah, I guess you could say it was a solid outcome.
There's the first of tonight.
It was up for the taking. If you're allowed to say pickle, I'm allowed to make stupid jokes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't say that was even a joke. That was just, you know,
More of
an
a
anecdote.
reference, I suppose, yeah. We get the ops into this round, though. I did say
Yep.
LCM seems to be pretty reliant on the ops, so we'd expect him to really start popping off now if he is to. Zevi, on the other hand, on the T side of Ancient, it can be difficult to make this op work. I like this position from GVB, though. He has the deep smoke to help him out. Unfortunately, only gets away with the 1 kill. It's decent damage on the PKL, alright, but unfortunately his teammate wasn't quite ready for the follow-up. Instead, the nade lands and manages to indeed put the numbers up for Solid. They've got a 4-on-3. It's not a terrible position. It looks like they're willing to pretty much just give up mid now. They have 1 player jump spotting it from Sniper's Nest, but they're not really going to fight for anything. They want to keep this advantage in play.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lovely deep nade from xurebaa, actually.
It was a risky one. He nearly got caught. Didn't expect PKL, while damaged, I guess, to take that fight so quickly.
They are going to push up toward that red room position because that jump spotting player, which I believe was CSO, has moved away now. And Fluxo have burnt Solid once already from this aggressive push through towards CT, but the A site is at least bolstered this time. They've split it 2-2 as such. The slightly more advanced player and BNC with the M4 near Jaguar. And the bomb is still waiting, so it's actually going to be a split toward B instead. But with the AWP here, it's going to be quite hard to trade him, I would think. 20 seconds to go. They're now going to make the noise. And he's going to oh, I was going to say, he's going to reposition his crosshair beautifully in time for Zevi. But Zevi is quicker on the trigger. And Molotov won't be touching BNC, so he's going to try and pounce on it. But Lucaozy is better on this occasion. 2v2, low HP on Zevi, but will that matter with the AWP? It might matter if this AK is this close. And xurebaa takes it. It's down to Lucaozy in this 1v2, and it's very doable, though.
Yeah, you can see CSO is forced to just wait out this smoke. His teammate's already slightly damaged as well, so it comes down to this initial 1 versus 1, I think. Although Luke has repositioned himself now to try and catch the cross onto the bomb site, hits the head, so the health didn't matter, and even preempts the peak there from CSO. Must have seen the shadow or something coming either way, spams him down, and with the help of Zevi, they managed to pull off a mini miracle. It was a 2 versus 4 before they even started pushing into the bomb site. As you said, there was like 19 seconds left. LCM had the back lines. It seemed damn near impossible. Zevi hits that miracle shot somehow, and then Luca just carries the rest of the way through, rather. So
yeah, I mean, it's crazy, right? Like, that's the star power. It is. It's just star power, though, right? For Fluxo, that sometimes can pull them through rounds like this. Lucaozy, as you said, on that last kill as well, I think heard the steps stomping in, which is why he went for a bit of a pre-fire spray, and it works out, even though he gets dinked for his troubles too. So yeah, really, really nice. But he's out of this round. xureba's removed him. There's a chance I'm butchering the pronunciation of that name, but I'm trying my best.
xurebaa, yeah, I think that's what I went with as well.
Yeah.
So do you say Lucaozy or is Luca okay?
Lucaozy. I think I've done both before. There probably is a correct one, but I haven't been shouted at for saying either. So
you're not getting a lot of hateful messages, then you're probably not too far off.
Yeah.
A lot of damage done here, despite the man up for solid. CSO and xurebaa both damaged pretty heavily. Again, they're willing to give up all of the control apart from the bomb sites pretty much because they've gotten this advantage. So if Fluxo take the chance, they can move in through mid, but they don't have a ton of time. So I don't know if they're fully aware or if they are going to actually move this direction. Yeah, it looks like it. Setting up for what should be an A split. Guess it depends on how successful this A main approach goes as well, as the op gets first contact and doesn't quite land, and then tries to go back into the angle, which unfortunately Zevi was ready for. CSO is going to be able to get himself only 1 as well, which unfortunately now leaves them down into a 3-on-3. There's going to be room for that bomb to be planted as well, and it comes down to a very difficult retake now with the numbers even heading towards Fluxo for a moment.
That was a really nice burst from BNZ on Zevi though.
Took a ton of damage.
Sorry, but yeah, the damage is the problem. He's down to 16 after that leg shot. He's delighted with the kill, and that's actually a really good trade. And PKL knows what's up. BNC's actually switched to the AWP, but the fact he's on low HP, it obviously makes it hard for the retake. And I think now backing away, he's deciding to save it, and that is exactly what his decision will be. That's a shame. Once again, it's an advantageous situation for Solid that they can't translate into their first round.
PKL got himself into a bit of a pickle and exploded.
Yeah, the bomb radius is huge, isn't it? On Ancient. On actually quite a lot of maps now. I mean, Vertigo, it feels a lot bigger, even though you can still survive on the edge of the building. And Nuke is, I've seen a lot of players actually, even like teams who have played Nuke for years, like Saw, for example. I did an ECL game with Saw the other day, and yeah, they were dying to the bomb all the time on Nuke. So
I mean, yeah, it's with the range and with the potential for ninjas, sometimes you're like, screw it. I'd rather potentially die and cut it too close than perhaps give away a defuse. Nice work from xurebaa, once again picking up their opening kill. And with a ton of damage behind that onto Shay also. So this is one of the better positions they've been in, but as always, Fluxo managed to take a ton of map control even when they lose the numbers early on. And they seem to just chip away at the defense then, so we'll see if that's the case again.
More of a contact play this time in that 4v5 before they've managed to find these nice picks. And in that previous round, of course, when they avoided LCM in Donut, and once again Zevi got that nice pick on that tight line. But this time it's going to be a little bit harder. vsmm taken down for free. Che again may have red room control, but I'm not sure it's going to have as much impact this time. There are 3 on B, and he would be disconnected from this execute.
Did they consider a save, potentially?
Yeah, the rounds have been relatively close, haven't they? I mean, they can buy next round if they do save here. And they will continue
That's
to
later.
go for it. Maybe now is the answer to save, because Zevi's gone back to T-spawn.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is they'll be limited to dropping Galil's. VSM should be able to just about scrape together an AK and body armor if he wants it, but there is going to be a few different limitations to the buy. We'll see if they perhaps bring the pace back up. They've been happy to just spread out on these defaults because they've been working, but they clearly do also have some set plays in mind, such as we see in the early mid smokes and such, that they could move on if they wanted. I think we might see an adjustment in pace here in this next round.
There was a slim chance that Che could be taken down after time on 29 HP, but thankfully no one will go anywhere near him. But
they want
yeah,
all
very
5 weapons
important.
themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important for Solid to win their first round with 5 alive, of course, because often if you win that first with just 1, it can just still be a bit of a nightmare. You have to get MP9s and FAMASs out still, but...
Even 2 or 3, even with the 3 being able to drop, you're left with nothing. The players who drop end up having limited utility and everything as well, so really just 5 is where you want to be, so it worked out perfectly. Hopefully now they can capitalize on it, though.
Yeah, let's see. 3 Galils up for Fluxo to keep a full purchase in play. Lucaozy's managed to
boosted above the
tap
smoke.
down GBB, yeah. Little boost works out lovely, and another little boost can come in too. I mean, this is quite a common one. There's a little gap you can maybe see over the corners as well, with that AWP being boosted over maybe into temple sometimes, but not this time. LCM could be under a lot of pressure here with utility coming his way. Jay on the other side. Does he shift into the angle? Underneath Zevi, though. So Zevi doesn't see it. That's when they go for their swing, but it's into 3 players, and that should be enough. And that's a really annoying dink through a smoke onto Lucaozy as well. Frustrating for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure saving is going to be an option this time either. Probably would be hunted down. There's a little bit more economy available for Solid. At the moment, though, with so much time still on the clock, they don't really want to take any risks on the CT side, so they're happy enough to sit back. Meaning Fluxo, if they want, will actually likely fall back to the spawn. Carry over 2 weapons and give themselves something to work with in what's going to be a complete eco otherwise.
Yeah.
The only thing is, of course, that will throw the economy off quite a bit for Luca and VSM.
Yeah, it's pretty rough now. I mean, as you say, Che, PKL, and Zevi will get the loss bonus, but it probably won't be enough for a full purchase. Obviously, Lucaozy and VSM can't drop anything, so yeah, it's there's a bit of a glimmer of hope here for Solid. If they're able to string a few together here, that is their second, and those 2 did come in a row. 6-6 is still a possibility. I think Flutter won't be unhappy with 6.5, but of course, starting 6-0, you'd expect maybe 8 or 9. Honestly, in a round like this, probably throw the Glocks in somewhere. Try and get the AK in for an entry. See what you can do. Maybe post the AWP up to try and get a trade as well. But I can see them also thinking of the double save, to be honest, so they can get the guns back for the next round. But actually, no, they're playing super aggressive, and I respect it. I like the aggressiveness, and it's going to work out for a 1-for-1. But xurebaa deals with VSM from Donut, and he's very happy to charge through that smoke with the help of some flashes as well. Zevi's got the AWP, but not for much longer. 2v3. Still a glimmer of hope with rifles in play, but of course neither of these guys have Kevlar.
Yeah, I mean, the AK, though, a couple headshots, the up shot or so being landed, it could still turn things around, so Solid aren't feeling too comfortable. Yeah, they do have a player pinned in on the bomb site. As I said, that first headshot comes. Shay gives them a chance now to start moving forward. The only thing is they didn't realize those other 2 players were a little bit further back, so they didn't quite take their opportunity to get a move on instead. It's going to be both CTs moving in through Temple. It catches Shay off guard, and PKL will have a chance at the trade, but he doesn't initially expect that second player. But now he has him pinned in behind the box. Unfortunately, the flash takes him out of play. Hoped, I guess, to just catch the timing on the shot, but he swings on the other side. So another round for Solid, but it is way closer than it should have been on paper. As we said, though, without a bomb plant being put down, they're still in a troublesome position here. 2 other players who had saved before don't quite have the money to buy. It looks like they're going to go for it, though.
that's the situation. I mean, you can get the majority rifles, I think, or maybe they're just thinking of one hero rifle and saving for the next. I mean, they have chucked in attack to
I was
discuss
thinking a
it.
bunch of CZs or Tech 9s, body armor on the players who could afford it would have been the way to go. Maybe a quick B rush. We haven't seen anything fast towards B, really.
True.
Solid have been putting down the mollies and such to stop you from getting towards cave, but they could try to 5-up ramp. Worth a shot. No,
Yeah,
they're going to go for it, though. They're happy
I
with
thought
Galils.
Mac 10s. I thought maybe a Mac 10s and maybe some Tech 9s, like you say, with the
Yeah.
armor, maybe a bit of util. But okay, Lucaozy, I think he's just sold. Okay, he sold the Galil and then rebought it again. I thought he might go for an SMG to get more utility, but they're happy with the amount they have. There is that Mac 10. Of course, the problem for Lucaozy, he's got no helmet, so these M4s will take him down pretty quickly. Basically, 4 AKs against Lucaozy. Let's see, though. As you say, there hasn't been really a huge amount of pressure toward B. It's been very mid and A focused so far from Fluxo. Let's see what they change up.
Oh, well, they tried to make a quick play on mid there. One player anyway, just Luca, and gets mowed down, so that is not the start they were hoping for. 3 players heavy over towards the B ramp early on. There's a smoke currently blocking off that player who has pushed up through mid, so they're going to have them pinched in pretty soon, and it's forcing the hand here of Fluxo. They've got to move forward, trying to make their way up that B ramp initially. It goes with a trade either way, and then they have to deal with the player who was flanking from mid, as I had said. And to be honest, they've somehow come out in an okay position. Obviously, PKL's incredibly low. It's Shay that's got the health and has to do the heavy lifting, but it is a 2-on-2. Both of those players initially towards B have actually both ran back towards mid now, so B is open.
Yeah, another close round, though. They've been
Very hectic one.
really back and forth, and as you say, this has been particularly hectic, and the 3 kills for PKL, down to 16 HP for his troubles. Little do they know they could just wander into B right now and get a plant, and maybe get into a decent after plant position to set Che up for more work. They have the utility for it, and of course LCM can't play too close with the AWP. He's actually trying that, though. I say he can't play too close. He's happy to stick behind it. He's got the incendiary primed for that default plant. That delays him a little while longer. Che will eventually get it down. 10 seconds to spare on that, but BNC, they're taking a long time doing this, and he's on a very fast flank, but the off angle held by PKL, BNC doesn't swing it correctly for that angle, and it's an easy headshot for PKL, on for the ace in this round, and he spotted that LCM as well. You could see that Che was desperate to go for that swing as soon as LCM pulled that trigger on that first shot, but PKL actually will just ace it out. Beautiful round from him, most experienced man, of course, on this roster. And he's up to 12 kills in the early stages of this BO1.
That was nasty. We thought he was out when he was on low health, as you said. Shay wanted to swing, maybe get himself a bit of the action, but he's like, no, PKL, he's popping off. But play it safe and see if he gets the ace as he did in the end. 7-3. It had been a while. 3 rounds in a row had gone towards solid, and they'd taken them pretty cleanly, at least the first one, obviously with 5 alive, and I think the second was pretty decent as well. So they have okay money here. They've got the op, they've got rifles. FAMAS and an MP9 are the weaknesses, and no kit as well, which might be an issue. Not to say Fluxo's buy is perfect by any means, but they are looking a bit healthier in terms of the utility. An opening kill from LCM. I actually didn't catch that initially. UI is a bit smaller than I'm used to. Again, though, happy to give up one player to get the full mid control in the process. The only problem is the bombs actually drop through those doors right now with these players pushing down the ramp. LCM gets dropped. The second not quite there. Okay, it looked like VSM should have had that one. A slightly shaky spray leaves GBB on 10 health, and he is able to recover the op as well, which will keep him a little bit more active in the play.
Yeah, bomb was down as well, but they don't know the information on that, so it will be Che who'll pick that up. I think once again they're probably choosing the right site here. GBB here is on that 10 HP. He's now got support, and they've split the sites 2-2, but we've seen these fall apart before. Patience, nice shot on Lucaozy, but Che will hit an immediate response, and of course they know that Yorpa could still be here. Jump across, he won't until just then take a pot shot through the smoke. Che needs to be wary about that left side as well. Could be gaps blown in that smoke at any moment. Can PKL be the hero again? 3 players to find this time, not 5, but this is going to be a tough retake. No defuse kit, and the time is ticking away. There are flashes for Fluxo as well to try and send their players in for some information, and that's a lovely shot from Che, and a superb nade as well. It lands on the feet of actually both of the 2 retaking CTs, and once again, they forced them away in the afterplant. Beautiful round from Fluxo, beautiful recovery again, and they're going to at least make it an 8-4 at half.
Yeah, I mean, and they're in a pretty fantastic position no matter what way this final round goes, but I definitely would like to end it on a high note. I'd say they're in a good position to do so as well, with the buy being really limited here. There's an op at least in play for LCM, but alongside that, a couple of FAMASs, 2 MP9s as well. Tilty's not terrible, could be worse, but I think we're going to need to see something early in this round from Solid, an opening pick, which, to be fair, they've been pretty good at getting. One that hopefully they can convert on, and hopefully without giving up too much map control. Again, as we've said, that's been the issue with a lot of the times. This time they don't want to give up mid too easily. They are winning the challenge. We've seen them find a lot of success when they do pinch in towards the cave area.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to deny the 9th on T for Fluxo. LCM has got the deep angle with the help of the boost to see into the B doors then. vsmm lucky to be alive, but obviously it's a very difficult angle to hit from that position. Just a tiny gap in between the box and the door, and he goes looking for him knowing he's there, but vsmm is just too sharp. Beautiful shot.
At the start, Solid would have been hoping for it all. Looks like they're going to try and maybe push the 2 players out through Dona. Could be a decent show. vsm's alone and on mid right now. They could at least get a trade there and give them some info about what potentially is going on. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out like that. Damage has been done, sure, but the trades just aren't going back for Solid as of yet. As I say that, though, GBP is able to snatch up 1. xurebaa had a bit of success on mid, but look at the health. BNC is forced back out of the B bomb site as well, and Shay is taking A in the meantime, so they might want to steer up in that direction.
Oh, I think they'd love to, but there's no time for it, so he's going to have to go for a flank instead. Now xurebaa, I really think he needs to just stay alive. Oh, he has no idea. Never mind, he has absolutely no idea that that flank is coming through. Che deals with it, and that is a very dominant 9-3 for Fluxo. We'll see if they can finish off the first of these back-to-back BO1s after a quick break. Second half, and Fluxo look very well set to take the opening of these back-to-back BO1s. 9-3. And 9 really well fought 4 rounds on T side as well, because there are plenty. They didn't look like they were going their way, but they pulled it back, and Solid need to try and do some more work on T with their pistol coming in now. The utility will be thrown in toward B, and it looks like they're going for a split through long and cave.
Yeah, pretty similar approach to what we've seen in the first pistol round, just flipped on its head. Luca's not going to expect CSO up close in the meantime, though. The bomb site is being somewhat overrun. And indeed, Luca's going to be flanked out, as I had said, so a perfect entry into this bomb site from Solid. 2 quick kills, no damage at all sustained, and it seems to have forced the hand of Fluxo, who are going to back away and maybe just look to save the bit of utility in the Kevlar that they have. Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Especially on Che, right? I mean, if he can run far enough away, then you'll be able to have 100 Kevlar and be able to buy a helmet as well for 350. And obviously that utility could be pretty impactful too. So if he's going to look for something, any bonus kill reward he gets would be helpful for a future AWP, but not this time. This is what Solid needed. Feel a bit better about themselves. They should have a chance to build up a few rounds in a row now. Just depends on what Fluxo feel like they're comfortable doing. 4 spies, not as common in BO1s. But with what Che has, we'll have to see if they commit to something. The answers, I think, is no.
Happy to go for the eco, take a similar approach. Solid in that first half as well, where they just wanted to get the guns out as early as possible. I'm not too hopeful, but maybe 1 or 2 kills can be found. Dual Berettas and the other pistols combine. I would like to see a straight up stack, make this a bit of noise early on, then just try and leave all the players towards one side. Or even the 4 towards B. Seems like it's actually going to be an A split in the long run, so they've made the right decision to not do that and instead start rotating in this direction. Unfortunately, I don't think they're really going to be here in time to do anything. Shea is already gone, although a P2000 coming through the smoke manages a kill somehow. Will they be able to get even one more is the question to make it worthwhile. Fortunately, they're also feeding the MAC-10 in the process, which isn't ideal.
P2000 feels kind of nice on CS2 for some reason. I'm not sure why. I've used it quite a bit. On the USP now, of course, but I switch between. Unfortunately, you can't have both the P2000 and the USP equipped because they're a default pistol, unlike with the A4 and the A1S, of course, these days. Lucaozy knows exactly where this MAC-10 is, but can he connect with the kill? The answer is most definitely not. No armor, aim punch, significant, and that's some nice farming of the cash for xurebaa. 5k in the bank after that. And now Fluxo will bring out their A1Ss and try and make their first gun round a success.
That's the aim, but this is the round that could really start propelling Solid forward if they can take this first gun round in a clean fashion especially, and not allow any weapons or anything to be saved over. They could be heading up towards 7 rounds and pretty quickly closing in the gap here, so it's a chance to really get themselves going. Early mid-control is being played out for by Solid. I was going to say, I wasn't sure if xurebaa wanted to actually push through that smoke, but he does go out on his own. Manages to take the control. You can see already they've rotated that 4th player back over towards B, expecting to hit in this direction. But while lots of the presence is on this side of the map, I don't think they're really set in stone about making any commitments quite yet.
Oh, the MAC-10. PKL needs to be wary, of course. He's one of those players. I say one of those. He's the only player without a helmet. So, as we've said, it's very dangerous against those SMGs. I like this little setup in cave, though. One player on the box, one player below the box. Very hard to penetrate, and it's just, yeah. That is probably one of the strongest positions, the strongest holds you can have in that spot. Almost impossible to get through. It gives them a 5v3 to start off. Wallbang will be attempted, but someone would have to be foolish enough to walk into that angle.
Committing towards B here. Feeling a bit forced. Still smoke and play, as you can see as well. That's just being put down now. Quick rotations can come through from mid also. Luca and VSM at the moment, I was going to say, have actually allowed for GBB to pass, but he's the only one left standing. Unfortunately, his teammates did not have the same success coming out through cave, and that late rotation in from mid that I had mentioned before, well, the second one anyway, does manage to this time get GBB. A 10th round for Fluxo. They managed to come alive with the guns in their hands, and despite a pretty successful first couple of rounds from Solid, they hadn't built up the economy quite as they would have hoped. You're going to see a few Galils here potentially, but they've got an up on LCM. GBB gets his AK, the nades could be worse as well. It is not terrible, but this is one of their last chances potentially to get their feet on the ground and have a chance to actually make this comeback a possibility.
Yeah, if they get cleaned up here, it's 11-5, full eco, 12-5, and it's pretty much done. I hesitate to say anything is pretty much done in MR12 BO1, but still. Nice opening shot to headshot LCM through the wall. The up missing once again. But PKL will only get a 1-for-1. Pretty good 1-for-1 considering the position he was in. With multiple players to fight. And I like this choice, contact B, especially at this sort of stage of the round. Only VSM to face at the moment.
VSM blinded up. Forced to just give up the bomb site this time around. The boost above the smoke, I was going to say, works out well, but it doesn't in the long run. VSM has the chance to turn it around again, though, and well, he done some serious damage on the CSO as he got that bomb down, meaning xurebaa has to really pop off right now. His teammates trapped in on the bomb site as well, and there's just nothing that they can do. VSM cleans it up. Another round on the board for Fluxo, and as we said, that was one of the last chances for Solid. They at least get the bomb down, but it's only, what, 2 rounds lost in a row to get the 1900 and the 800, 2700. It's not going to be enough for them to get the full buy and play here. They'll have to take that eco.
It's like 3k per player or something. Maybe they'll look... Yeah, it is. Maybe they'll look at it and say, okay, we can at least get Tech9's armor. Maybe do like a fast A rush often. Obviously, A is a very retakeable site on Ancient. So you see CT sides very commonly not even have a single defender there. Early round. But... yeah, actually, they're going to go for full investment. That's why I kind of had a little inkling that maybe they'd try that, because at this stage, you know, 11-5, if you even just go for a lesser investment, it's almost a guaranteed 12-5. So put everything in for this one and try your best. But it started poorly already. Lucaozy will catch xurebaa trying to make his way through that smoke, and the pistols and the remaining 2 Galils will try and work their way through long, but it's an absolute wipeout. 3 for Che. And Lucaozy came back in to help very, very quickly. Clean.
Yeah. They'll have a similar enough investment here. Going a little bit heavier on the Tech9s, but no chances. 7 in a row needed just to get this to an OT. It looks like this first best of 1 might be coming to an end, and the problem is for Solid, Mirage is not much of a better map for them, to be honest, so
yeah,
it's not going to get much easier moving forward. Execute over towards A. We haven't really seen this from Solid too much. They just got mowed down in that previous round, so we'll see if they have any more success this time around as they line up for Shay. Somehow only comes away with 1 kill, but he done a ton of damage and he delayed them importantly as well for his teammates to get into position. Luca snatches up 2 kills and happily falls back away to let his teammates now get into position and just play out this retake, really. And even in the meantime, I think that was a flank from Zevi that's managed to steal another kill. So LCM, he's all alone, and well, with very little hope, he eventually gets mowed down by USP even. So there we have it, 13-5, even more one-sided than the previous time they played each other here on Ancient.
Absolutely, and that makes it, I believe, now 7 in a row for Fluxo on Ancient. They absolutely adore this map, especially domestically, and they are shown to be one of the kings on it for sure. Great performance. They should be absolutely delighted with that one. And yeah, it actually goes by the form book as well. We thought this would be the case. Maybe we thought it would be a little bit closer this time.